Cam Curl is one of the NFL's best safeties. And while he may be a little bit under the radar now, just because he's a little bit of a low value guy, he definitely deserves some respect. A 7th round pick from 2020 and one of the better safeties out of his class and in the NFL now, but also accompanied by a fellow 7th round pick Geno Stone, who also succeeded in the NFL. He definitely comes from a little bit of a quiet upbringing, playing at Arkansas, then playing on Washington, which, let's be honest, isn't that popular of a team because they simply just don't have the success to back it up. But he was a key player in a defense that's continuing to improve and has a lot of upside from being the 4th overall secondary in the entire NFL last year. So let's look at it and see why he's so versatile, so dangerous, and ultimately one of the best safeties in the entire NFL and truly elite. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Coker, and I'm your host for today's episode of Today with Tyler. I hope you enjoy. Looking at a true safety spot, Curl excels. He has a hip fluidity to match receivers, which allows him to be consistent in both man and zone coverage. When in a deep zone, he crashes to smother shorter routes extremely well, risking turnover every time. He also has the range to survive deep, reading quarterbacks' eyes to utilize that range for tremendous deep coverage. His eyes are phenomenal at reading the concept in front of him as well, consistently recognizing screens and short routes that begin to be torn apart. In man coverage, playing as more of a nickel backer, Curl has the man coverage ability to be trusted against wide receivers in the slot, something many safeties can struggle with. His typical role to take advantage of his success in the slot is to be a sort of spy on tight ends and running backs that leak out of the backfield, which he mirrors and erases. What makes Curl stand out as elite as a safety is the combination of consistent coverage and success in the box. Curl is a reliable tackler, and he plays the run as if he's a light linebacker rather than a defensive back. Even when in a deep shell, Curl crashes the run extremely well and can lay down big hits against larger running backs. So as Cam Curl has the ability to stop the run like a strong safety, has the ability to cover the slot and man like a nickel backer, and has the ability to play zone coverage deep like a true safety. He kind of can do it all, and while he's not necessarily the best in one specific trait, he's elite in every single one, which makes him ultimately amazing. And he's definitely not going to give you the pass rushing of someone like Javon Holland, but the overall consistency at being a true coverage man who can also play the run is something that's unbearably valuable to a defense. So looking at him, why is he going to be so promising? Well, he pairs up really well with a young secondary, including Derek Forrest coming out of Cincinnati a couple years ago, who also had a phenomenal season in a breakout year himself as a safety. And then you have Kendall Fuller, who's one of the better zone corners in the NFL, though he doesn't have the ball skills to truly be elite. And then you have a decent nickel cornerbacker in Danny Johnson. And then they will most likely be also bringing in a new young DB to Washington, who'll be able to make this secondary elite for sure. Cam Curl is a big part of that, and I expect that to continue this year. He has a big role on a team that's really got to prove it this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does even better. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.